What's up, guys? Joey McKernan here with the Equip Show, and I am excited. We have a great guest here from the Heartland Cancer Foundation, Chris Blum. Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
It's great, man, and I'm excited to have a conversation today, learn about the foundation. As you guys know, we are here to highlight nonprofit organizations, Omaha and Lincoln. Man, there's so many great causes, and I don't think people know enough about them. And so we're here to spread the word, spread the awareness, and just to continue to see who wants to learn and be inspired and connected. So, Chris, man, how about you just give us a quick, like 10-second spiel, elevator pitch of what the foundation does, and then we can kind of get to know you a little bit.
Sounds good. So the Heartland Cancer Foundation, we're based in Lincoln, Nebraska. We serve cancer patients in Nebraska. We help cancer patients with their immediate financial needs: mortgage, car payments, utilities, and travel expenses to and from treatment.
Okay. That was 10 seconds. You know your stuff.
Right.
I love it.
Short elevator.
Short elevator. It's good. How about you tell us a little bit, introduce yourself a little bit. You know, how'd you get into the work? How'd you land here? Was this always your dream? How'd you get here?
So I actually was born here in South Omaha and lived here 7 or 8 years, and then we moved across the river to Council Bluffs, I think in 1977, 78 timeframe.
Okay.
So I graduated from Council Bluffs Lewis Central and went down to college at Northwest Missouri State.
Bearcats.
Loved doing a lot of broadcasting and radio, television.
Okay.
I really liked being on air of the TV, but my instructor said, you got a face for radio. So so I ended up going into radio, got out of college, worked in minor league baseball for a little while. And then,
You were playing in minor league baseball?
No, I was doing all the fun stuff. I was being the mascot, the PA announcer, selling tickets.
That's awesome.
Housing players, you know, all that behind the scenes stuff, on field promotions.
Did they hang you by a string when you were a mascot, send you across the field or something?
No, I just I did run the 6 mile parade route in a giant cardinal bird outfit in the dead of summer, so that was kind of rough.
That's awesome.
I actually got into nonprofit work. Baseball season was over. Was looking for a full-time job.
Okay.
And I actually answered an ad in the Omaha World Herald for, I think it said marketing public relations. I'm like, well, I got a PR degree.
Yeah.
So I show up and it's at the Boy Scouts of America office downtown Omaha. So I ended up going to work for the Boy Scouts.
Okay.
So that kind of started my nonprofit journey. And as I done different self-assessments and strength finders, found I'm a very mission-driven person. So 25 years with the Boy Scouts. I worked all over. I was in Yankton, South Dakota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Pontiac, Michigan.
For the Boy Scouts?
For the Boy Scouts.
Wow.
Cincinnati, Ohio, Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
And then Lincoln, Nebraska back in 2014. And my wife's from Wahoo, Nebraska, and all of our family is between Bellevue, Council Bluffs, Lincoln, and Wahoo. So I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of tired of moving around the country, and things kind of shifted nationally and locally with the landscape with the Boy Scouts. So it was a good time to start a second act. And came to work, for the Heartland Cancer Foundation. Cancer touches a lot of folks. I've got a couple personal family stories and friend stories with friends and family that have battled and cancer. I'm like, well, I'm mission driven. I know how to raise money. I know how to engage people in our mission. So I said, well, here's what I can offer you. And they asked me to come work for them. So that was about 2.5 years ago.
That's awesome.
Almost, it'll be 3 years in August, actually.
Wow, that's amazing. Tell us about the foundation a little bit. When was it started? Founders, what was the passion behind it?
So the foundation started in 2008. It was actually started by doctors at Cancer Partners in Nebraska.
Okay.
They had a different name back then. I think it was Southeast Nebraska Oncology Clinic.
Okay.
Anybody listening, I know I got that wrong. I apologize, but they started, the doctors and administrators there started this foundation because they were seeing patients that needed that immediate financial help. You know, when you get cancer, one, it's expensive to fight and treat. But your bills don't stop. Your mortgage still needs paid. Your car payments. The bank still wants their money.
Yeah.
The utility company still wants their money,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to travel to the treatments. So
Sure.
they said, how can we find a way to help patients with those needs? We're not raising money for research. There's a lot of great organizations that do that.
Yeah.
We're a local organization. It basically started, we want to help our local patients.
Yeah.
So local Lincoln patients. That has since grown. It was run completely by the volunteers that founded it for probably 10 or 12 years.
Yeah.
And then they hired a couple people to help them with administration, the fundraising piece, and kind of the whole administration type stuff. And then it's just kind of grown as the clinic has grown and expanded. We partnered with Bryan Health, Nebraska Hematology Oncology, advanced medical imaging, places in Lincoln as they've grown their clinics, and they've reached to Beatrice and Grand Island and Hastings. Our patient grants have kind of expanded with them. So we actually give grants. Last year we gave grants to 339 patients in 105 communities in 45 counties in Nebraska. So reach is large. Our grant size was $750. And again, the patients, when they apply, they choose their greatest need, whether that be their mortgage, car payment, utilities, or travel expenses.
Sure. I feel like you're probably the fourth cancer group we've talked to in the probably last year or two, and I feel like cancer is such a big problem. Like it in people's heads. Like it's just so big.
Yep.
You know what I mean? What are some maybe misunderstandings we have when a family goes through cancer, has a family member that goes through it? What are we not seeing? What do we?
I think one of the biggest things from my perspective is people are like, well, they have insurance, and that might be true, but even with insurance, it's still expensive, and depending on the type of treatment or or the insurance company saying, well, that's not really needed.
Yeah.
What they will or will not cover. I think the other misconception or stuff that we just don't think about or understand is how much time it takes to fight and battle this.
Yeah.
From the treatments to the recovery to how it upheavals your whole normal day-to-day lives. I just my uncle who fought his battle for 10 or 11 years. He you didn't see that. Well, he wasn't able to work after the first year. He wasn't able to work.
Yeah.
And then some days you'd show up and he didn't feel like getting out of bed. Or hey, he's indisposed because his radiation treatments. He can't put any metal in his mouth. So silverware he didn't like to eat. So those things that you don't really see unless you're in that battle with them, and then you understand it. But that's probably the biggest thing that I've seen from my perspective.
Yeah, the world just keeps going, right?
Yeah.
But these families are fighting tooth and nail. The spouses, I feel like it's so stressful.
Yeah, spouses, kids. Or if you're the caregiver, the brother, the siblings. If you're middle-aged and you've got middle-aged siblings, and then you got nieces and nephews. That's all. That's a problem, and it's just tough on everybody.
Yeah. To dig a little deeper on the insurance piece, do you guys help families that maybe don't have good insurance? Like insurance is abroad.
Yeah. So we work mostly with the social workers and the nurse navigators at the different clinics.
Okay.
So they really pre-qualify the patients that need our help and come to us.
Gotcha.
All of our patients qualify financially. So we take the federal poverty guidelines and we times that by 3.
Okay.
And then, as long as the patient is in active treatment, their application signed off by a doctor, and they live in Nebraska, and they qualify financially, we will award them a grant. We've never denied a grant to any eligible patient because fortunately we've had the money to be able to do so.
That's amazing.
So we don't. I don't know all the ins and outs of the
Sure.
insurance. The social workers,
Yeah, sure.
they know that they work in that world. Um, but again, regardless of if you've got insurance,
Mm-hmm.
whoever the bank owns your mortgage, or
Mm-hmm.
they want paid,
Yeah,
everyone.
of course.
We also take into consideration that you may have a job, but
Mm-hmm.
you may have to quit that job.
Mm-hmm.
Or in some cases, I know some of our patients, one in particular, um, her spouse lost his job
Mm.
when he was diagnosed. The company he was working for
Yeah.
found a way to no longer employ him.
Yeah.
So they immediately qualified.
Yeah.
So those type of things that
Yeah.
the scary underworld, I guess,
Yeah.
isn't necessarily fun.
Are all your grants 750? Is that like across the board? Are there larger
Yeah.
grants?
So this year, our grant size is $1,000.
Oh, cool.
It was $500 when I started a couple years ago, and we've been fortunate to, with generous donors and strong fiscal management,
Yeah.
we've been able to increase that over
Good.
the course of the year, a couple years. So our grant size this year is $1,000.
Mm.
The patients can choose two of the four categories that we help based on their greatest need.
Mm.
And we actually, Rochelle Essay is our program director. She actually pays the bills up into that $1,000 is utilized.
Cool.
So she'll pay if they choose utilities, she'll pay the utilities.
Awesome.
So
Is there specific cancer or is it just any cancer?
it's any cancer.
Okay.
And again, as long as they are in active treatment and their doctor signs off
Okay.
or signs the form saying, yep, this patient is under my care. And
Gotcha.
the grants are also renewable because, unfortunately, cancer is not usually a 1-year deal.
Right.
We will renew
Gotcha.
that grant every time they apply. Again, as long as we have money, but we're in a pretty strong financial position, so
Good.
that's not been an issue. We also don't ask or don't care if they're getting help from other
Okay.
organizations. Some of our patients around Omaha, they get help from our friends at the NCS Hope Foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and some of our pediatric patients that we've helped, they get help from Angels Among Us,
Yeah.
which are both
Nope.
great organizations here in Omaha
Yeah.
that do similar work that we do.
Sure.
And then our patients out in the Grand Island, Hastings area, if they're getting help from the Grace Cancer Foundation in Grand Island, we appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
And we don't ever take that into consideration. We don't even ask that. So
How are you guys mainly funded?
all of our funding comes through private and corporate donations,
Okay.
through individuals, companies, foundations. A majority of our fundraising is special event related. So we do a Mardi Gras gala
Mm.
in February, and then we do a golf tournament. We do a couple oncology symposiums to help continuing education programs for the medical professionals in the cancer world.
Mhm.
And then we're able to have our friends in the pharmaceutical world help us out with
Sure.
providing educational dollars to fund that. So that's
Yeah.
and we've got a bunch of other groups that do different fundraisers for us throughout the year.
Good.
Sandhills Global does a employee campaign for us.
Okay.
Super C and U-Stop gas stations
Mm.
in Lincoln will do kickback dollar donations
Oh,
throughout
cool.
throughout the fall. So
That's great. Do you guys ever want to get into grants or foundation
So
space?
we have been growing our private foundation support, asking foundations that align with our mission.
Yeah.
Really telling our story and saying, hey, here's how you can help.
Yeah.
We've actually had a couple foundations in the Beatrice area that
Okay.
have covered all of the grants for patients the last few years.
Oh, cool.
So we continue to work hard to foster those relationships and educate them and try to engage more foundations in the area communities. It's saying, hey, help us fund support for patients in your community.
And do you do most of that? Is that you or is it the
Yeah,
team?
yep.
Or?
That's That's me.
Are we looking at the development team, or do you have any help?
We're looking at me. My board also does a really good job. We've got a 14-person board that are all live in Lincoln.
Okay.
So all the decisions are made locally. They help with opening doors, identifying, and utilizing their connections.
Sure.
They do a great job too of, if they work for Union Bank, Union Bank does a pretty big sponsorship for us.
Sure.
Cancer Partners, they do a big sponsorship for us. And so yeah, the board's engaged.
Awesome.
They understand that, if they don't help, stuff moves a lot slower.
Yep.
So
that's awesome. What does 5 years from now, what's it look like?
Oh, that's a good question. Our kind of our strategic plan that we just put together this year, it's kind of a 3-year plan, but it kind of rolls every year because things change pretty fast.
Sure.
We would love to be able to offer grants in the Omaha metro area. We have not done a lot of marketing and awareness, just because we've got other resources. The cancer world has other resources here in Omaha, but
Sure.
But I know that our friends at the NCS Hope Foundation, they've probably
Dan? Is that Dan?
Yeah, Dan Walsh.
Yeah,
They've
no
probably given out money to help 200 and some patients this past year. So I'm thinking, well, we should be able to help that, help them as well.
Yeah,
So
sure.
5 years from now, I would love to say that there's a cure and I'm out of a job, but I don't think that's a reality. Our goal that the board is like, we just want to be able to help as many people as possible, and so if we have, there's 11,000 people in Nebraska that are going to get cancer, that get diagnosed every year. So ideally they'd be like, we'd love to give everybody $1,000, or a couple board members like, well, what if we paid their mortgage for a year?
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
that'd be amazing.
So that's a really good question. I've been in nonprofit world a long time, and we used to do strategic plans, 5 years. Well, by year 2, it's outdated. Well, now 6 months, it's outdated.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends in the nonprofit world that are heavily relying on government grants and government support.
It's changed.
That changed a lot
Recently.
What, 3 months ago?
Yeah.
So, their 5-year plan is probably junked.
Yeah.
We really try to, hey, let's take care of what we have. We really don't want to ever tell anybody no.
Sure.
We want to to continue to grow, and maybe next year our grant size is 1,100.
Yep.
Maybe 5 years our grant size is 2,000, 3,000.
That's awesome.
So,
what is your biggest challenge as an organization to grow? Yeah. What's holding you back?
Our biggest challenge is probably we basically got a 3-person team. So being able to market and promote to Grand Island and Hastings, or even here in Omaha, it's
sure.
How much can I do to get out there? That's probably the biggest challenge.
Okay.
And I think probably because there's other groups that do what we do or similar, confusion, noise, like in Omaha, well, doesn't Angels Among Us do what you do?
Right.
Well, yes, but only for pediatric patients.
Sure.
So, in fact, some of our
clarifying kind of the vision.
And
the brands.
And really sharing the need that, cancer is expensive. And while, Dan Walsh and the Hope Foundation is helping 200 and some people here in Omaha, could we help them with more money?
Yeah, of course.
And more support. So
collaboration, better together.
Yep, trying to find some collaborative partnerships.
Okay.
And we've done that a little bit. So us, the Grace Foundation, Grace Cancer Foundation, the NCS Hope Foundation, we actually do an oncology symposium out in Grand Island.
Okay.
Where all 3 of us take a different piece of the program, and then when all the money comes in, we pay all the bills, and then we split it 3 ways.
Oh, cool.
And that allows the donors to support 3 organizations.
Yeah.
And it's been a great partnership because we don't argue over, well, I did this, so I should get this amount.
Yeah.
Everybody brings something unique. I brought the fundraising piece and the marketing piece. Sarah out in Grand Island, she brings the logistics and bringing the people.
Sure.
And then Dan, he makes sure and gets the CEUs accreditation, and then the speakers.
Yeah,
and,
Dan's a good guy.
and helping to get folks out there. So
Yep.
I said none of us could probably do this on our own.
Yeah.
But we've got what we've done in Lincoln. I can do the one in Lincoln, but I don't know all the major players, out in Grand Island. We're all talking to the same pharmaceutical reps, so and a rising tide raises all boats.
Sure.
So it's been good. We did the first one last year, and I think each of us walked away with $12,000.
Wow.
This year, we will probably be each of us probably closer to 18 to 20. Knock on wood. So looking at those collaborative partnerships, and just really trying to maintain the awareness.
Yeah.
Constantly making sure that we have a pipeline of who are prospects. How do we do things like this podcast to share with what we do? Because that's the nice thing. I'll get calls every now and then. Oh, I heard you on this podcast, or we'll get this check in the mail. Hey, heard this podcast, or saw you on TV, thought we could help. And
that's awesome.
The checks sometimes are 25, sometimes it's, hey, we had a family foundation, we wanted to give you money, so dropping off a little check for you, and you open it up and it's $5,000.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
How do we do this? How do we do this every year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's great.
But or maybe I should have looked at the letter when you dropped it off. So
that's awesome. Is it true? And this is just I have two more questions. Is it true that there are higher rates of cancer in Omaha and Lincoln? I've heard that before, but I don't know if that's true. Per capita?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know that the state of Nebraska is
or maybe that's what I'm thinking
pretty
about.
high in the country. I think we're fifth.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're in the top 5 in per capita for population and cancer.
Yeah. I've heard we're high. I just remember someone telling me that.
Yeah, we are very high. I mean,
don't quote me, okay? I'd like to.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, but I've heard we're pretty high.
I want to say we're in the top 5 in the country.
Yeah.
And again, in the world I live in, I've talked to folks and heard studies, and there's got to be something in the groundwater.
Yeah.
And whether that's from all the agricultural products that we've used over the years, but there's something. If you've got 12,000 of us, being diagnosed every year,
right,
and there's 1.5 million people in the state, 1.3. I mean, you do the math. It's like that's like 1 in 3.
Yeah,
that's pretty scary.
Yeah, we're not doctors. I'm not a doctor, but I know. I've heard, or a researcher, I've just heard that Nebraska is relatively high per capita cancer-wise. How can people get involved?
So we love to have folks get involved and come go to our website, heartlandcancerfoundation.org. We have, I mean, if you're a golfer, we've got a golf tournament for you. If you like to get dressed up, our Mardi Gras Gala.
That's awesome.
If you're in the medical world, the pharmaceutical world, our oncology symposiums are great ways to financially support. We have a volunteer impact guild of about 35 to 50 ladies who put on the Mardi Gras Gala and help us out. So you can always volunteer. The nice thing is our projects are none of them are year-round ongoing. So there's very much a start and stop time.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of fun. Most of our guild meetings start with wine and socializing, and end with wine and socializing. And there's a little bit of work done in the middle.
Sure. Yeah.
But if you have friends or family that unfortunately are diagnosed, feel free to go to the website and look at the application, or ask your social worker, your nurse navigator, your staff at the clinic you're being treated. Ask them about the Heartland Cancer Foundation. They'll help you work through it and pre-qualify it. Those are ways to get involved. we've got a lot of groups that will do fundraisers for us. So if you've got an
That's good.
organization that wants to do, Iron Brush Tattoo in Lincoln, they did, one of their artists donated all his money, I think Memorial Day weekend,
Okay.
for all the artwork he did on folks.
Yeah.
You know, we're happy to talk with groups about doing a fundraiser. We can help support it marketing wise and social media wise. Our social media and marketing person, Michaela Harden with Say Hey There. She does an awesome
I know
job.
Michaela.
Oh, you know
She's
Michaela?
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody knows Michaela.
She's great.
The Guns and Hoses event. So
Yeah.
she will support
She's
the
really
event
good.
with social media
Yep.
and so yeah, just helping folks and open doors. That's a way to help. You know, if you know somebody at one of the big companies, or you know, like most charities, if you know anybody 70 and a half and older and they got to give out their mandatory IRA withdrawals, and they don't necessarily need the money to be taxed on it, feel free to write that check over to us.
I love that.
We could talk to them about that.
That's perfect. Well, Chris, thank you so much, man. You're doing
thanks
great
for the
work.
opportunity.
You're doing great work, guys. And again, heartlandcancerfoundation.org.
Yes.
Heartland cancerfoundation.org, guys. Check them out. I love that. If you are looking to host a fundraiser, I think this is a great group. Sounds like they're set up for it. They do it all the time. And again, that website will be on the bottom of this episode. So, and the website will also be linked. So, Chris, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you. Great job. Guys, we'll be back here with another nonprofit here next week. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Great job.